In this lesson, we're going to keep refining scene 6. If you want to follow along with exactly what I'm doing, you can open one of our in-progress projects. All you have to do is have your project manager open here, which you can get to by clicking this little house icon. Right-click anywhere and say Import Project. And the project you're going to want is 3h scene 6 rough.drp. That's in the work files under Projects, and hit Open. And that should look something like this. If your audio and video aren't connected, all you have to do is go up to the media pool, select both your audio and video, right click, and say relink clips for selected bins. Navigate to your work files and click on media and hit select folder, and everything should relink and be beautiful. So here on our timeline, we have all of our scenes kind of split out. I'm going to push our media pool up here with this little button. And I have a couple of markers here with some notes on them. So let's zoom in a little bit. And these are just some notes after watching through this. One is this kick is really awkward. It's right here.
I don't have time for this.
You don't really see the kick, so we need to solve that somehow. The other one is that him talking seems really long.
That's how this works. Doesn't matter if there's two of them. By the end of this, they're going to make sure that there is only one.
So we need to either shorten this or put some reaction shots in here or both. And kind of the same thing on this one.
And now you are.
We have her talking a lot and we need to put some of his reaction shots in there. So these are pretty simple. Let's start with those. First of all, let's play through this and see if this just plays too long anyway, if he's just talking way too long.
You did not listen to the message, did you? It said, one device, one winner. Okay? That's how this works. Doesn't matter if there's two of them. By the end of this, they're going to make sure that there is only one.
I don't know what happened, but one minute you were here, and then you weren't, and now you are. This thing, it altered things somehow. I don't know, but...
You know, there's this...
All right. So really what I'm asking here, is there anything that can be cut out that just isn't that necessary to the story? And I'm thinking that...
One winner. Okay?
Is after he says okay, let's make a cut. Because I think almost the rest of this could probably go.
That's how this works. Doesn't matter if there's two of them. By the end of this, they're going to make sure that there is only one.
I don't know what happened.
All right. So let's just take this out. You can edit this however you'd like. If you want a little bit longer dialogue, that's totally fine. It's not really going to change things a whole lot for what else we do. Although in our future work file projects, it will have this cut I'm making here. But the good news is no matter how you cut your movie, you can learn the basic techniques and the rest of the things that we're going to be building on for the rest of the training.
One winner. Okay?
I don't know what happened, but one minute you were here, and then you weren't, and now you are.
All right. So let's again have her kind of cut him off. I'll move this up to give us a little bit of room. And I'll hit Alt-Y to select everything to the right. I'll just grab this and move it to the left a little bit. So this word starts like right after this word.
Okay?
I don't know what happened, but one minute you were here, and then you weren't, and now you are. This thing, it altered things somehow. I don't know, but...
You know, there's this...
So in this story, this guy, the bad guy, he actually knows what's going on. This has kind of been his whole plan the whole time, is to catch her in this time loop. And so I'm thinking right here, maybe we can add like a little smile. It seems like we had one of those. If we go to our video here, let's scroll down to scene 6. I think our extra shots. Yeah. I'm thinking one of these, we can add this little smile.
Time's up.
We have him saying time's up. I don't know if that's quite what we need.
Time's up. Not just theory.
I think we'll just take a shot from this same take of him listening.
There were two of you. What if I help you find the other one? You know...
I like that kind of, that eyebrow raise. Let's try that. I'm just going to grab the video by just grabbing this little film strip right here and bringing it down like this. Let's see how this works.
And now you are. This thing, it altered things somehow. I don't know, but
You know, there's this funny little theory about them.
Yeah, I think that works really well.
Winner, okay?
I don't know what happened. But one minute you were here, and then you weren't, and now you are. This thing, it
I think there's a little bit of a...
this thing.
I think he like starts to blink or something. Yeah. Let's cut that off because we don't want that to be...
This thing, it altered things somehow. I don't know, but
You know, there's this funny little...
All right.
Did not listen to the message, did you? It said, one device, one winner, okay?
I don't know what happened.
All right. Again, he kind of opens his mouth towards the end of this.
Okay.
Let's take this down.
Okay.
I don't know what happened.
All right. And again, let's grab a shot of her listening. One way that we can actually bring up this exact shot in the source viewer so that we can grab a piece of it is by being over it here in the timeline and hitting F on the keyboard. That's for match frame. You can kind of remember that by match F for frame. And then we can just move to sometime when she's listening. I'll hit I. We have her listening there. And again, let's drag this sort of towards the middle. Let's see how this plays.
Did not listen to the message, did you? It said, one device, one winner, okay?
I don't.
Let's not have her look down.
The message, did you?
All right.
What if I help you find the other one?
You did not listen to the message, did you? It said, one device, one winner, okay?
I don't know what happened. But one minute you were here, and then you weren't, and now you are. This thing, it altered things somehow. I don't know, but
You know, there's this funny little theory about the Mobius. It's a twist in the fabric of space where time becomes a loop. And
I don't know if I like that head shake either. So let's hit T, and we're just going to move this back a little bit.
in the fabric of space where time becomes
Yeah, I like that
a
better.
loop. And unfortunately for you, you just happen to be stuck in one of those times.
a twist in. What are you doing? If you leave it
All right, that should work. So I'm going to get rid of these two markers. I think both of these little edits work well. So just put a little bit of scene 6, shot 6 and 13, take 1 over this first shot, and a little bit of scene 6, shot 9 over this shot, and then a little bit of scene 6, shot 9 over this shot.
Did not listen to the message, did you?
So here's how it plays.
It said, one device, one winner, okay?
I don't know what happened. But one minute you were here, and then you weren't, and now you are. This thing, it altered things somehow. I don't know, but
You know, there's this funny little theory about the Mobius. It's a twist in the fabric of space where time becomes a loop. And unfortunately for you, you just happen to be stuck in one of those times.
a twist in. What are you doing? If you leave it here, someone else.
Someone else will find it.
No, no, no,
Time's
no,
up.
no, no, no!
Yeah, I think that works great. The only other thing we have to really fix is this awkward kick.
I don't have time for this.
Yeah, we just don't really see him kick her at all. And we do have a wide shot of this whole interaction. So anytime that you want to clarify something, switching back to the wide shot is a pretty good idea if you can do it. So let's see if we have a good take of the kick. Of course, he doesn't actually kick her.
I don't have time for this.
All right. So all we need is that little piece right there. And what we're going to do is kind of cut around this because he obviously doesn't really kick her. She doesn't really fall down because, you know, safety and stuff. So with our playhead in between these shots, I'll close my inspector and grab this and drag it over insert. That's going to insert that shot right here. Get rid of this marker. And now we'll do some creative cutting to make sure this works.
I don't have time for this.
Okay. One thing is we want to have this whole shot until right about the time where his leg's about halfway up. Then we're going to cut out of it. And I think that's going to go before this shot too. So let's, in fact, we might even be able to use the audio here. See if we can do some tricksy things. So let's go ahead and I'm going to hold on Alt and click on this audio and hit D on the keyboard. That's going to disable this audio. It's going to mute it. And let's bring this over here and see if we can line it up with what he says in this shot. Again, I'll hit Alt on this video and hit D to disable it. So we're looking at the video from the wide shot and the audio from the medium shot. And let's see how it plays. I'll kind of try and line this up.
I don't have time for this. I have time for this.
All right, I think this needs to move over. I'm just selecting this and hitting less than on the keyboard to move this over.
I don't have time for this.
That works pretty well, I'd say. Let's zoom in, like 200%.
I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this.
Man, that works really well.
I don't have time for this.
That's one of those times that's pretty good.
I don't have time for this.
Psh, let's just do that. Okay, so the last part of scene 6, shot 5, take 1, that will totally line up with our close-up here. And I'm actually not going to disable this whole thing. We're going to cut to it probably towards the end because we don't want to see the actual kick. So I'll hold down Alt and just trim this top shot. Let's see how this goes.
Don't have time for this. Time for this.
Make this timing work, we're going to have to move this actually around a little bit. So just to make things easier, I'm going to right click on this and just untick link clips. Then we can move the audio and the video around without having to hold down Alt or get out of link selection mode because we need to cut this on the action. So I'll bring this out. And then we show the kick. That's going to happen like here. Yeah.
Time for this. For this.
So we show his leg going up,
For this.
and then we show him kind of kicking her this way, but we hide the fact that he didn't actually kick her. Then we have her falling down, and let's maybe cut in just a little bit. I'll just hit Alt-Y, select everything to the right, and let's bring this in to about here and see how that plays. Needs to happen a little quicker. So boom, kicks her, she falls back. Alt-Y. All right. So if we add a sound effect here,
Have time for this.
boom. I'd say that works pretty well. So we start with the wide.
For this.
And then use those two shots to bridge that. And the reason this works is because we're setting this up with this shot right here. This is the key. Without this, it's really hard to tell what's going on. Always a good idea to get that wide shot. All right, let's go ahead and close this gap. I'll hit Alt-Y and just drag everything down. Let's see if this plays.
It could help me.
I don't have time for this.
Good.
Hold on, hold on.
And we definitely need a sound effect here. So why don't we take some time and work just a touch on the audio? We're going to be doing a lot more in the Fairlight section of this training, but this is something that just needs to happen for the edit to work. So under our media pool, switch to list view, go back to our list under master, and let's right click and add a bin. Say new bin, we'll call this SFX for sound effects. Open that, right click, and say import media. And under our work files here, under sound effects, you should have quite a few different sound effects. Under GC Fight, these are our fighting sound effects. So they have things like punches, hits, body hits, all those kind of things. And we'll be able to make a nice sound of her getting kicked from these sound effects. So let's go ahead and just open just those, the GC Fight sound effects. I'll hit open. And let's select all of these, right click and say create bin with selected clips. And we'll call this Fight. And now let's go through and kind of preview these. That's a nice kind of hit. And there's these kind of grunts, which are great because I don't know if we actually got those on set. So the idea with any kind of sound design is generally you want to layer a few different sounds, because even sounds that are literally the recordings of what you're trying to make just don't sound as cool as the movies. You know, everything in a movie is just turned up to 11, is way over the top. Even subtle effects are kind of over the top. So let's make a couple audio tracks here. In the lower left-hand side of our screen under our existing audio tracks, I'll right click and say add tracks. And let's see, we don't need any video tracks, but let's do a couple audio tracks. Let's do maybe 3 audio tracks, and those will be mono. Below audio 2 and say add tracks. That'll add 3 audio tracks under our video. I'll hold down shift and scroll with the scroll wheel out so that we can just have a little bit of room. And I'll also bring up our inspector so that it's easy to adjust some of the properties and stuff. But let's take this body hit. That seems like an obvious one. And maybe let's mix it with one of our regular hits. And maybe the grunts, one of the female grunts. Let's see how that plays. I'll zoom in here and let's just maybe add that like right here. So I'll add a marker to our sequence by clicking this or just hitting M, and we'll just line everything up to this marker. And we can always adjust this later, but it's just a little bit nicer to do that. So I'll take the main, like, biggest part of this waveform, turn off our snapping for a second, take the biggest part of this waveform and line it up with this blue marker. And the grunt will happen kind of after she gets kicked. So maybe something like this. And the levels here are pretty crazy. This grunt sounds way too loud. So we can just grab this little line down here and bring that down to -13-ish. And now let's take a look with the video. And the only problem is that this is really happening too late. Like, she's already reacting like here. So we need to move this up a little bit. I'm thinking to like here, maybe even one earlier. Let's try it now.
This.
Yeah.
I have time for this.
Okay. I'd say that works all right.
I don't have time for this.
But now it kind of seems awkward because there's like this awkward, it takes her like 10 years to fall down.
I don't have time for this.
So this needs to cut just a little bit quicker. This kind of thing, like with fight scenes and action, that kind of stuff, it's very important, the timing. So we're going to massage this a little bit. So if we think about
this.
Yeah. We need to have this like cut just a little bit quicker. And I think just cutting out of this quicker is going to be the way. So let's cut a few frames out of that. I'll hit Alt-Y and select this and move this down just a touch. We want it to be like bam, fall, instead of bam, do 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 do. Look at me, do 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 do, fall. You know what I mean?
This.
That feels a lot better.
This.
Yeah, I like it. Okay.
I don't have time for this.
Hold on!
All right. I think this grunt is still just a little bit too loud. Let's take it down a little. We're going to adjust this in audio, but
This. This.
yeah, I think that works. So let's take that marker out. And let's play through our scene 6 and see how it goes.
The device. Hand it over.
Please don't shoot.
Give me the case.
I know this is worth a lot of money. And, you know, a second ago, I thought that's what I wanted, but it could help me.
I don't have time for this.
Hold on. There's 2 of them. You know, what if I help you find the other one?
You did not listen to the message, did you? It said 1 device, 1 winner. Okay?
I don't know what happened, but one minute you were here, and then you weren't, and now you are. This thing, it altered things somehow. I don't know, but
You know, there's this funny little theory about the Mobius. It's a twist in the fabric of space where time becomes a loop, and unfortunately for you, you just happen to be stuck in one of those times.
a twist in. What are you doing? If you leave it here,
Someone else will find it.
No.
Time's
No.
up.
No.
Yeah, that works great. That's the thing, is if you can get this to look great, work great without any music or anything, and it still plays, it's definitely going to be good. And we have our last shot. Yeah, which is the guy walking and shooting present her while past her, or maybe this is future her and this is present her, and maybe time travel. But then she disappears, right? Shoop. Good. So that is the rough first pass of each scene of our movie. In the next chapter, we're going to be putting them together and making sure the movie works as a whole.